Everyone experiences tragedy, but behind that tragedy, may lie a dark secret that could wipe out humanity, and someone has to deal with the forces that lurk in the shadows. Such as Tanjiro Kamado, a boy who lost his family and became part of the Demon Slayer corporate from Demon Slayer, and Jonathan Joestar, a rich boy who lost everything, only to make something better, all to protect people from his vampire brother, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. For this matchup we won't be using Demon Tanjiro or Dio taking over Jonathan's body, as that's not their normal power set and require outside help to accomplish. Tanjiro Kamado was an average boy living in a small house with his family. He always took care of his family after his father's death and even made friends with the townspeople down the mountain. Everything was going well for him, until one day he got too busy helping people with his powerful nose and selling his coal. At the time he was supposed to return, a townsperson told him to come inside to rest as demons roam around at night. The next day, Tanjiro went up the mountain only to find his family murdered in cold blood. All but one survived, his sister Nezuko, who got turned into one of those demons. They were killed by the first demon, the Demon King Muzan, aka Michael Jackson. Unluckily, Ahashria, an expert demon slayer, arrived to kill demons and was going to kill Nezuko, but Tanjiro stopped him. The demon slayer only stopped after seeing that his sister seemed to not give in to the demon urges, so he left them alone. With that one last chance, and with the sore duty to protect people from demons and turn his sister back to normal, Tanjiro trained under a past demon slayer named Seikanji. Demon slayers use a unique metal that is the only thing, besides sunlight, to kill demons, so they forged them into swords. With that, they also use breathing techniques to better help them fight these powerful and supernatural creatures. Seikanji is a master at the water breathing technique, so Tanjiro learned that one. This training took 2 whole years, but Tanjiro was finally ready to pass the Demon Slayer exam and obtain his Nichiren, that sword to cut through demons. With his water breathing technique, he can use a total of 10 breathing techniques. The first form, water surface slash, is simple. They gain momentum to slash with a powerful watery slash. The second form, water wheel, has the user does a flip and slashes whatever is in its way. The third form, flowing dance, has the user move and bend their sword and body in such a way as to cut whatever is in their path in a beautiful pattern. The fourth form, striking tide, has the user twist their body to land multiple attacks. The fifth form, blessed rain after the drought, has the user slash in such a way that causes no pain to whoever gets hit. The sixth form, whirlpool, has the user twist their body to make a water tornado of such to cut whatever they catch. The seventh form, drop ripple thrust, has the user thrust their sword forward to reduce an object's momentum and impact. The eighth form, waterfall basin, has the user slash down with a powerful water force. The ninth form, splashing water flow, turbulent, has the user use their footwork to move without limits of swords. This way they can be unpredictable and incredibly fast. Finally, the 10th form, or constant flux, has the user do a continuous attack on an enemy which looks like a freaking water dragon. That's so cool. That's not all, however. Later in his adventure, after almost losing his sister and his life, Tanjiro remembers a dance that his late sick father did every year. Remembering and trying this dance caused Tanjiro to unlock the sun breathing technique. This caused Tanjiro's speed, attack, and power to rise immensely. This sun breathing was made by the first person to create breathing techniques. This man was called Yoriichi Tsujikuni, the only demon slayer to beat and make Muzan terrified. Tanjiro is tough enough to get punched through buildings, strong enough to cut through the toughest of demons, and can even compare to his fellow demon slayers, who can cut through this weakened demon's ice, which would take around 70 tons of TNT to pull off, and that's without the sun breathing. Tanjiro is fast enough to compare to his friend Zenitsu, who was able to cut through a upper moon who had thunder breathing, before the thunder even hit. Assuming thunder breathing is the same speed as lightning, this would mean Tanjiro should be able to move at around Mach 1830, or over 1,400,000 miles per hour, that's around 0.21% the speed of light. This is more proven even more, once Tanjiro learned an imperfect version of thunder breathing, where he could get even faster. Even with all of that, can still get even stronger using the see-through world, where Tanjiro can see the muscles and organs of a person to accurately predict a person's move. Also, see that little mark on his head? That's what's called a Demon Slayer mark. The original sun-breathing creator had one. It's a mark that gives Tanjiro even more speed and power, more so whenever it grows. It also allows Tanjiro to use that said see-through world from before. With all this power and technique, it was only a matter of time before Tanjiro completes his mission while saving people along the way.
The bond between Nezuko and I cannot be severed, not by anyone!
Jonathan Joestar, the first person to start the legendary and crazy Joestar bloodline in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And usually people would say it didn't start like that, but for him it did. When he was just a baby, his family got into a deadly car crash and his mother died protecting him from the fall. His father luckily survived and they were quote-unquote rescued by a man named Dario Brando. In reality Brando was going to steal off their corpses but just went along with it as the Joestars were insanely rich. 12 years passed since that day and Dario had passed away, leaving only his son Dio Brando to live with the Joestars. That would usually mean Dio's crappy past life would be put behind him and everything would be peaceful, but no, Dio is a scumbag and decided to make Jonathan's life hell, first by making dear JoJo look like an idiot, look weak, told lies about him which made his supposed friends leave him, and was clearly the favorite child between their father. He even went ahead to kill his dog and forcefully kiss JoJo's girlfriend. No wonder Jonathan beat him to a bloody pulp soon after. 7 years passed since that day. Dio looks like he was coming around. Of course that was false and he was actually poisoning their father and was going to kill Jonathan all for their family riches. My lord Dio is a dick. Jonathan quickly found this out and set off to find where Dio made the poison. After meeting Best Job Bro, Don't At Me, Speedwagon, they found the poison and rightfully had Dio locked away. Had it not been for the fact that Dio had discovered a stone mask that Jonathan's mother had that can turn people into vampires and promptly killed their father, turning Dio into an unstoppable force. Even after burning a whole mansion, Dio survived and set off into the night. Now Jonathan is powerful, look at his muscles. But he couldn't beat Dio on his own. Luckily a man named William Zeppeli stepped in to teach a ancient material arts called Hamon, a power that can utilize the sun's power so he can kill vampires. With Hamon Jonathan is able to cut through soiled rock with Hamon, through a frog. Can send Hamon energy through walls to kill unsuspecting vampires, can use it to walk on water, he can even use to heal broken bones in seconds, he could even stay alive and heal even after his neck was snapped. That's not all, because Hamon uses the blood and breathing of a person to work, this can also make a person a bit stronger than they were before. Like when William sadly died giving his remaining power to Jonathan, with it he could outmatch and overpower a zombie named Tarkuz, who could lift a massive boulder and crush it with a finger. He could even split this cliffside, which would take around 0.71 tons of TNT. Hamon can also be used in many variations, like the Scarlet Overdrive, where Jonathan charges an energy full of red Hamon that can create a ripple of flame to do even heavier damage to vampires and even normal people. Or the Blue Turquoise Overdrive, where Jonathan sends Hamon like a torpedo underwater. And even the Metal Silver Overdrive, where he charges Hamon through anything metal. Finally there's the most powerful and potent of all Hamon, Sunlight Yellow Overdrive, With this, Jonathan's Hamon is at its maximum and can deal extreme damage to anyone who gets hit. He can do a rapid punch attack with it. If you can't tell already, Hamon is perfect for vampires, but is it good for humans? Well, normally no, but Hamon can mess with any organic material like fats in oil or humans. Even water is not safe from Hamon. With that, he could control a person with Hamon, make a magnetic force on leaves for some reason, or even possibly turn a person's body off, like their arms for example. With all this Hamon, how strong is Jonathan, especially with that giant body of his? Well, Jonathan is strong enough to of course best Tarkus, strong enough to overpower 3 and even 4 athletes at once, can throw humans like ragdolls, and is tough enough to survive this explosion while, oh yes, spoilers, he's dead in this scene. This explosion would have been 64 tons of TNT, and he wasn't even using Hamon because he's dead and he got shot in the lungs. Yeah, lungs are vital for Hamon users. Take those out in a surprise attack and it's mostly game over. Despite his size, Jonathan is incredibly fast. He's able to keep up with Dio, who in Jonathan's body could react to bullets on his own, and even past Dio was said to be as fast as a cheetah, but that's nothing compared to Joseph, who Jonathan can most definitely scale to through Dio. How well they did against vampires, and how Joseph's training was only to strengthen his Hamon abilities, not himself really, even with the Hamon boost, plus he just got out of a fight. Joseph was able to dodge a light speed beam coming from a redstone. He would have had to move at least 2.3 times the speed of light so he could save his nuts from getting fried by this beam. Even with all this power, Jonathan did sadly pass, but not before leaving behind a child within his wife. This would lead to a new generation after generation of weird, deadly, and amazing adventures for the Joestar bloodline. All because of Jonathan Joestar, the gentle giant.
Farewell to you, my beloved.
All of the abilities and feats have been explained. Let's take these fighters and see who would win in a mortal matchup.
Fight!
While both contestants were extremely kind and had strong wills, only one could leave the victor. Tanjiro was technically stronger considering all the power-ups he can use, but Jonathan's best feat was when he was already dead and hurt, so they're pretty even in that compartment. Tanjiro also did have better attack abilities and experience, but Jonathan had speed and better ways to outlast Tanjiro. Jonathan can not only disable Tanjiro because if the water in a person's body either by direct contact, a Hamon trap, or even through Tanjiro's sword, but he could also shut down Tanjiro's organs or just straight up outspeed him and take him out that way. Tanjiro's speed is only 1.4 million miles per hour, while Jonathan is 2.3 times the speed of light, which would mean Jonathan is over 1,000 times faster. Not to mention, Jonathan can heal most of the wounds that Tanjiro could land, like a little sword slash or even a broken bone is nothing to Hamon. All in all, Jonathan just had better abilities, was far faster, and his strength could match Tanjiro's. The winner is Jonathan Joestar.
Yeah, that's right. Now would you shut the hell up? 戦え。